Hey there everyone, Luke here. Now before I talk about the chapter this week, just want to say, if you haven't yet seen it, go and watch the live stream I did with Vex and Party Jams about Mission Yozakura family. Had a lot of fun talking about the series, some of our favourite moments, our highlights, and what we are looking forward to with the anime and what's coming forward in the future. Because I feel like Mission Yozakura, it doesn't get as much love. I mean, aside from me and a couple of others, we're the only ones who are really talking about it on YouTube. But until the anime comes out, because then everyone will probably be talking about it. More so for bad reasons, probably because of Koricho, but they'll probably be talking about the relationship between Taiyo and Mutsumi and why it's one of the most wholesome in Shonen Jump. But yeah, I'll be there to say, like, hey, I was one of the people who was talking about the anime before it came. I was talking about the series before the anime came out, and I have that distinction now because that is true. One of the only few people that is actually talking about it on a weekly basis before the anime comes out, and then everybody's going to be talking about it, and everyone's going to be saying like, oh, this is so great, why didn't we get into this before? And we'll be here like, hello, that's what I would say. Like, I'm serious. I'm making it now. If someone says that, if it's like someone like, say, for Neverworld or even Tekking, I'll be the first, and I find out, I'll be the first to like say, hey you two, we were saying that for ages, we were messaging you about it on Twitter, we were telling you, and you just completely ignored us. So yeah, even though I do like Tekking, if he does that, I'm gonna be calling him out on that. So anyway, without further ado, enough of me ranting about that. Let's dive right into the chapter. On to this week, chapter 196, entitled "The Ceremony Begins." Not necessarily the good time, because the ceremony technically doesn't begin until the end of the chapter, but I digress. That's my only nitpick about the title of, like, yeah, it does begin, but not until the end of the chapter. So anyway, it starts off with them saying like, oh, it's the announcement of Shinzo's wedding, it's 3 minutes before. Yeah, see, even the first panel is like kind of misleading. So it's like 30 minutes before the ceremony begins, and then it's like the ceremony begins. It's like, no, it doesn't really begin until the end of the chapter. But anyway, we have Rin, Shuru, and what's his? I'm gonna have to Sui. So we have Oga, Sui, Hota Kamiya and Rin, like these characters who we've not seen since the time skip, finally making their appearance post time skip again. For most of them, there's not really anything different, but except for Hotikami, who has like a ponytail in his hair, and his hair is kind of like more straightened out now. It's not as wild as it was in the pre-time skips, and it's got a band covering his left eye, his right eye. So yeah, not really much to say about the designs. It's just nice to see these characters again after so long, and they're actually getting introduced to Taiyo's kids now. So this is the first time they're actually seeing them. And Rin's just like, "Hey, Taiyo, good work! You're finally a dad now." It's hard to believe that. Yeah, it is hard to believe the fact that Taiyo is one of the few shonen protagonists that is actually dad during his series, because normally shonen protagonists don't become dads until the end of their series. So it's kind of unique in that regard. Taiyo's in a very unique group of shonen jump protagonists now, and we have Sui going on and commenting like, oh, they both kind of look like Mutsumi and Taiyo, and we have Olga commenting like, oh, it's so strange, and Taiyo's just bamboozled like, wait a sec, you guys were all invited too? And Rin's just like, yeah, Ryu knows just about everybody, and this place is filled with the big names of the spy world. Obviously an attempt for Ryu to be like, right, you're all gonna come here, and if you don't come here, your secret's gonna be exposed just like the Yozakura family, which begs the question of like, why would Ryu want everybody here? Unless Ryu or Take May has something else planned for the whole spiral. That's raising a few red flags here. And this notion of the fact that Ryu is kind of like being a bit sussy about everybody being it kind of is emphasized in the next panel where we have them commenting. When we have Hotakamiya commented of like, yeah, Ryu didn't so much invite people, more like strong-arm them into this. He sent out threat letters that said, if you don't show up, you'll get exposed or kiss, so pick your poison here. Ryu, you are kind of being a bit sus here of getting everyone here, which is kind of like a bit like, oh, what is planned? What is planned? Is this Asa's plan? Is this take me plan? But we'll figure out that hopefully in the next couple of chapters. That's something that me and Pijans are in agreement with. Like, we need to find out who Takme is, what association they're they're part of, and what their plan is. Because there's if like what one of the people on Discord said to me, like, oh, they're a friend of Shinzo's. It's like, this does raise a lot of red flags to me. But anyway, we have Rin going off like, let's ignore that for the second. Let's just where's my darling Mutsumi? And we have Taos going like, sorry, Karicho's in a bit of a funk right now. She's over there coldly again, as we see Karicho with like cat like whiskers and cat ears, playing with like a cat toy for no real reason. I don't know why. Well, it's kind of revealed why in a few moments. But this guy right next to them, right here, right next to Mutsumi on page 3. I honestly thought that was banned for a second. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that does look very similar to Ban. Which that raises another question: when are the kids going to meet Ban, their great grandfather? They say like, oh, that's so typical of him. It's almost disappointing. And they're like, nah, he's just regressed as a human. And Rin's just like, hey, Koichiro, what's up? You got your panties in a bunch now. I just love that. He's like, hey, you got your knickers into a twist, Koichiro. What's going on here? It's Shinzo's big day, so you should be smiling. You should be grateful. And Koichiro's just like, oh, special day. Yes, today's the perfect day for Ryu's funeral. Not Shinzo's wedding, Ryu's funeral. I'll make this venue a perfectly appropriate occasion for black suits. He obviously has like, he's like, I can't believe Ryu got that information about me, about the Mutsumi worshipping cult, and now he's going to pay the price. As Rin's just like, Tayo, what's gotten into him? And he told Kakamiya, is like, oh, he's gone creepier as he's aged. No, he was always creepy, even as a kid. And tells, you see, kind of a lot of stuff's happened right now. We're not exactly here to enjoy the ceremony. We're here to be wedding crashers. And Rin and Hotaka Kamiya are just like, hey, are you okay, Tayo? Did something happen? Did you tire out? Are you drunk or something, or power? Did that dumb brother of yours break you? No, he kind of did, and he's kind of been doing that for the last 5 years. Hotakamiya is just like, so if we work together, we could probably teach him a lesson. And tells us, oh no, this is, for once, this is not Korichiro's fault. This is what's actually happened and why we're all actually here. And after Tayo actually explains to them, like, well, in that case, if you want backup, just let us know. And he's just, thank you, but it won't be long because the ceremony is about to start. Shinzo will will appear in the room. We all know that we're rescuing from Ryu and keep the wedding he doesn't want from happening. It's the big opportunity that we've got here, and even though he has metrics of dirt on everyone, and they've all lost the will to fight, he doesn't have anything on me. But Tayo obviously doesn't actually know that, like whether Ryu does have any dirt on him or whether he doesn't. And we'll get into what Tayo suspects about what people suspect about him in a few minutes. But I just want to talk about like everyone here of just being like they've lost the will to fight because Ryu's just exposed all the deep dark secrets. You just see everyone here just being like, oh, do it. Why are we even here? Do we really have to go? Can't we just go home right now? No, you're not going back home. You're probably going back to the academy. But still, like, why did we have to go through all of this? It's just annoying. So annoying. And Mixu was just like, if that story ever gets published, I don't think I could go on living. Yeah. Mutami, you kind of brought this on yourself, you know, considering you've berated Creature for being a massive creeper, where you're the massive stalker and obsessor of your own husband, pretty much. So, yeah, you really, yeah, whether you like it or not, Mutami, you can't, Creature has kind of rubbed off on you his, like, over-obsession on family members, so, yeah, you might want to tone down the Tayo obsession just a little bit. I know he's your husband, but still, can be a little bit over-obsessed of your husband. So anyway, continuing on, we get the actual article on Tayo from the magazine where it's like, with no scandals, zero dirt, he was perfectly wholesome, going from home to work and back home, nothing more compared to the parade of drama from the rest of the Yozakura family. He stood out like a sore thumb. That's exactly why he's feared in more ways than one. So they think like, okay, Tayo is like the squeaky clean, nothing scandalous going on here. It's like, okay, he has had the biggest darkest secret out of all of them because he's because no one in that family is completely normal. They're all insane in one way or another. So there has to be something deep, dark, disturbing on Tayo, and the fact that they can not find anything on him is just like probably driving them all insane. It's probably driving Ryu the most insane. It's like, why can't I find information on this guy? He's just acting so normal, but that's not normal in this family. I love the fact that being normal in this family is not normal in the spy world. I just love that about this whole situation of just Ryu being like, how dare Tayo be a normal person? He's in the Yozakura family. That is not normal. He must be the most scariest one of them all. And sure enough, you have everyone going here being like, yes, that's Tayo Yozakura. They say he's the nastiest one of this whole crazy family just because they have nothing on him. And that's just beautiful, that. So they have everyone. We have it going. We have people around him saying like, I heard that he silenced everyone who has any dirt on him. So like that's a vicious rumor about it. It's like, oh, we find dirt on Tayo. Oh crap, he's gonna silence. Oh, we've silenced. Okay, we'll stop doing anything, Tayo. He goes on. They go on and say there's a beast hiding under that hole. No, the only thing hiding on that wholesome face is either going to be scared pissless about Koricho, or yeah, he's going to be super badass with his blooming and his 1000 profuse use of the blooming. That's the only thing that's the beast under Tayo, or maybe it's probably just they're referring to his children here, which by the way, well actually that does make sense, the beast hiding under that wholesome face. Yeah, that's Hiyofumi, so go and deal with her. And Tayo's just thinking in his mind of like, I can't say how it's ended up this way, but right now I'm the only one who can at least act like this, can at least act like something normal, and therefore he's the only one who can actually get Shinzo out of this mess, which I like. It's kind of bringing Tayo back into the forefront of like, this is why Tayo's the main character, because there's nothing scandalous about him. But then this gives him the realization of like, wait, I'm not the only one in this family. And we'll get to that at the end, as we have somebody approaching Tayo and being like, oh, it's okay, and it's revealed to be Kai. So we finally get Kai back in the series, and I love Kai. He's one of my favourite characters. Probably top 5 at the moment. I mean, Futama's always going to be number 1, but Kai's high up there. And fun fact, Kai's introduction chapter was the first Mission Yozakura that when I started doing it on a weekly basis after Dr. Stonehead. So it's kind of nice that we have this character back, and yeah, he's in my top 5 favourite characters in the series. I guess I should say, like, probably what my favourite characters are in no particular order. So like, well, Futama's always going to be number 1, and then I'd probably put Tayo in there. Shinzo being obviously another one. So yeah, Blazing Stand, Shinzo's in my top 5 characters. Who else? Who else would I put in my top five? In my top five. I mean, I guess yeah, Rin. I like Rin. No, actually, Momo would definitely go in my top five. Either Momo or Asa. So it'd be like Futaba, Tayo, Shinzo, Momo, and Asa, and then Kai. Yeah, so those are my top five favorite characters. But I do like Rin. Yeah, I do like Rin. So anyway, I love the fact that Kai has a spider on his tire. Whether that's a reference to Koichiro's steel spider or not, or whether it's a reference to something else, that remains to be seen. Because I'm still, even though I like Kai's character, I still believe he's going to be part of this like mysterious group that's going to turn out to be an antagonist. And this is something that me and Pi Judge, if we get this, we will be like, yes, finally. All those theories about like Kai being a secret antagonist, that has finally come to fruition. At least we could get one victory when after we were debating whether or not Dr. Chelsea and Dr. Stone would become an antagonist. So hopefully, fingers crossed, Pi Judge will get that. But yeah, Kai goes on and says Spider and Yozakura family are too important. Letting those two huge pillars of spy socialist classes too big of a risk. I told Ryo that a dozen times, and guess what? He didn't listen. So yeah, Kai probably went up to him and said, "Look, Ryu, do not be doing this, because if you have them clashing all the time, it's gonna not work out for all of you." And Ryo's just like, no. Screw you, Kai. I'm gonna do this. So yeah, Kai informs Tayo like, oh, if it all comes down to it, I'll stop Ryu myself. And we have Shuryu. I do believe that's how you pronounce her name. If we can get it back up. I hate it when Shura. We have Shura reappearing, who's basically Futaba's friend, like it says here. Futaba's friend, Stalker. Yeah, that's a yeah. Shuru is obviously a lesbian, has the hots for Futaba, and it's kind of like being, oh my god, does she have a Futaba obsessed cult and a Futaba obsessed what room? Actually, yeah, now I can see that with this character. Oh no! Actually, now that I think about it, top five characters: Futaba, Tayo, Shinzo, Ai, and Kai. There we go. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot Ai. I love Ai's character, and I hope we do more with her character. But anyway, I digress. She goes on. Shura goes on and says, "Murder Ryu and Shin and go straight home. And if Shin goes home, Futaba's happy." Yeah. Shuru obviously wants to have a relationship with Futaba. That's I can honestly see that later on in the series. Shuru ex Futaba, maybe a date chapter with those two, possibly a double date chapter with Ayaka and Shinzo. That would be so amazing if we got that. And Futaba and Shinzo are just there like, do we really have to be here? Yeah, I guess we do. But anyway. Kai says to Shura, it's like, no. He says this in kind of like probably a condescending way of like talking down to a kid, like, no, Shuru, murdering people is that's a bad Shuru to think that murdering people is a-okay. And we have Shuru just going like, what? What is it really? And I love Kai's response here of like, you sure made that sound like that's the first time you've ever heard anyone actually say. So basically, she's never been told like, Shuru, down girl, murdering people is wrong. But yeah, we have Tayo thanking both of them, and it'll be okay as the ceremony starts. Okay, so it's not really at the end of the chapter, more like halfway through the chapter. But yeah, we have Ryu coming on as some sort of like six-winged angel thing. This guy, it's like you just don't know how he's going to turn up sometimes. As he says, "Welcome everyone, and thanks for coming to see my beloved only daughter Katana and my moggy favourite apprentice Shinjo come together. And most of all, thank you so much for coming to see me." As we see, yeah, in kind of like an angel, fluffy cow, sort of like. At least it's better than what we got with Pepe in Bleach. Yeah, the less we know about Pepe, the better. And I'm glad that they cut down most of his scenes in the anime. Like, spoiler alert, it's like minor spoiler, but seriously, it's Pepe. Who gives a crap about Pepe? So minor spoiler, most of Pepe's scenes, aside from the fight he's actually in, are cut out. So Thank God for that. Anyway, we have everyone, we have various reactions. We have Keigo who's just like, oh my, that is probably one of the coolest things ever. We have Shion being like, it's too bright and what the hell am I looking at? And then we have, and then probably my favourite one of my favourite moments of the chat is when we have Hirofumi be like, that guy's so cool, and just being danced by Rio. And then we have Alpha off the side like, seriously, sis? That is cool. I just love moments like that when you have just like polar opposite reactions from characters which you think would be more on the same wavelength. And then of course the people who are most pissed off about it are the Spy Association. It's like, who the heck wants to see you power tripping hack? Yeah, that pretty much sums up Ryu in a way. Queen Steel sort of like for the cover to be, I shan't here forgive you for that tabloid article you printed fact check you stump. I hope Spy Day goes under, like, so they'll all be like, kill Ryu, kill Ryu, kill Ryu. Like, they're probably all chanting that line, get rid of this guy. That's pretty much everyone's reaction to Ryu at this point. He's been a total creep. Like, sometimes I can't decide if he's even more of a creep than Koricho sometimes. And we'll get into it when we get into the next panel, because the next panel pretty much is like, this is a Koricho panel. Which, by the way, Koricho versus Ryu, proper fight, who would win? That's a fight that I think we need to see at some point, because they're both creepy enough at themselves, creepily obsessed with family members, and being like the one person you don't want to run into in a dark alleyway in this series. As we have everyone going like, Ryu is as we have Shuro saying, Ryu is a horrible person who loves holding the dirt he has on people over their heads. Oh no, I think he's worse than Koricho in that regard, because Koricho at least is just not the kind of person to be like using underhanded tactics. He'd just be like, hey, this guy's doing something, I'm gonna go and sort that out myself. We have Kai saying, I'd be hard pressed to think of anyone in the industry who's the target of more grudges. You'd think Koricho would be it that but that's a sign of like, you are worse than Koricho if you hold more. If even Kai say like, yeah, I can't think of anybody else in the whole industry who would who people would have more grudges against them. But yeah, we have them all going like, get that force over with. What want me to rip that mustache off your face? Yeah, I think we could do without the mustache for you. I best not say that in case he comes out of the series to attack me. But yeah, he says, be quiet or I'll kiss those lips shut. And everyone at that point is just like, yikes, he's powerful. As he continues on and says, aren't you all the silly little jokes? Do you really want me to pay attention to you that badly? But be careful, I'm the editor-in-chief of this. Okay, this is the part that Party Jams was pretty much saying was a funny joke, because this is probably obviously a dig at the editor. Like, I can't imagine this being any other way. Like, this is obviously a dig at the editor-in-chief of Shonen Jump. As he says, like, do you really want me to pay attention to you that badly? But be careful, I'm the editor of this industry's top gross magazine. Take your pranks as teeny bit far, and never mind your deepest, darkest secrets you don't want anyone to know. I'll make all kinds of scandalous lies about you and publish them all for all around the world for you to see. As we see, like I said, what I was alluding to, a really ominous, creepy image that could rival Koricho in some regards. So yeah, I can't decide who is worse at the moment, Ryu or Koricho. Well, I guess maybe I would say Ryu's worse at this point, because Koricho would never force any of his family members to go through a wedding like this. He'd be like, yeah, force my family members to go through a wedding for your own selfish gains, yeah, not gonna happen, and you're gonna die for it. So yeah, we have all the spies being like, submitting to his friends here by saying, did you seriously just declare that you publish fake news about us? Are you the bold ego of Spy Society now? Don't you have a heart, you monster? We're gonna marry you. As he continues on by saying, oh, you sillies, don't you know the antithesis of having art is an editor? Yeah, obviously a dig at the editors of Shonen Jump at times when they're getting really demanding of the magazines, even at the help of the authors. But he goes on and says, apologise to everybody in the publishing right now. No, too so hard you break your skull on the floor. as everyone is, again, like I said, just submits to his demands here. And says, lovely, that now that the car is good and warmed up, warm it up more like it's on fire. Let's begin. I hope you're all watching. It's time for the bride and groom to arrive. Everyone give them a warm reception as we see Shinzo and Katana coming out. Looking really nice. Like Shinzo wears that suit with pride. Like that's a really nice suit for him. Not sure what the yeah, not sure. I guess it's like the gloves that he has on with the symbol. I guess that's meant to be like I'm a married man here. And Katana's dress looks right. I do like the hair, like the puffy top, Futaba style hairstyle that we've got there. Quite. So yeah, they do look like a nice couple. But as we've said, Shinzo and Aika is the only true couple that I would ship. Not Shinzo and Katana, because we know that Katana doesn't really want to go through this wedding. She's only doing it because her dad's kind of forcing her at this point. But anyway, we have as Shinzo is walking over to the what do they call like the place where the bride and groom sits after a wedding ceremony in the wedding reception. What do they call that place? What I don't know, because I've hardly ever been to any weddings in my life, so I don't really know what that place is actually called. But yeah, we have as Shinzo walks past Taiyo, they both kind of Taiyo, Shinzo, and then we have every one of the other family members being like, "Oh, Shinzo, you're so grown up," and they're all bawling their eyes out. Like you see, just like water, like just 2 taps of water as if they've been turned on in Nao's eyes, just falling out of him. I can just imagine there's like a puddle of tears right beside Nao's face, and as Taiyo and Shinzo obviously get embarrassed by this and being like, that really isn't what this is all about. And of course, because they're seeing Shinzo for the first time, Alpha and Hirofumi are just like, "Oh my god, is that our Uncle Shinzo? That's the only one we haven't met yet." They're probably just being like, "Oh my, he's so cool, that he looks so cool there, and he looks so handsome in that wedding dress." That's probably what they're thinking now. And Shinzo in turn is like, "Oh, that's Alpha and Hirofumi. I wish I could have met them under normal circumstances." You're gonna meet them eventually, Shinzo. Don't you worry. But yeah, this is where Taiyo throws his trump card here of just like, "Alpha, Hirofumi, listen to me. Everyone here is in a bind. They can't go against Ryu because Ryu knows secrets about them. But there's only 3 people here that he doesn't know secrets about. One of them is me, and the other 2 are you. So let's work together and rescue Uncle Shinzo as a team, and obviously bring him back because, yeah, like you said, Ryu doesn't have any information on them, any secrets to play the trump card with, although Ryu will probably throw like a wrench in the mouth, being like, no, I do have a secret on the twins, and if he does have a secret on the twins, Mutsumi and Tao will be the first to be like, "How the hell did you get that? Who did you get it from?" But yeah, we have Ryu announcing, "Now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for, the wedding of Katana Alexander and Shinzo Yozakura will now begin," and that's where the chapter ends. So yeah, not really much to go off on this chapter. It's just basically getting reintroduced to some of the secondary characters in the series and finding out like, oh, okay, so this is the plan, what we're gonna be doing, and how we're gonna get Shinzo out of this mess. Now, like we said, the question remains of who is take me, and we need to find that out in the next couple of chapters whether or not this person's working for Asa, they're working separately, or they're working in sort of like a contangent as sort of part of a large group, with Asa being a member of that. If we actually are going to get the Zodiacs, well, that was something we'll just have to remain to be seen. But anyway, guys, what did you think of this chapter? Let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. And this will be Lasherluke signing off. Later, guys.